Okay, fine. So we'll start the session now. So up till now we have done dodging and burning, healing, patching. Now we will do frequency separation as well as enhancement of the images with dodging and burning. So today is our session for frequency separation, contouring or image enhancement as well as sharpening. So let's start. So the image is visible.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So let's come down to the basics of frequency separation. What does frequency separation do? Frequency separation, as I told before also, now I'm telling very predominantly, it helps to blend the colors as well as keep the textures intact, remain the textures as it is. That's the basic work of frequency separation. Normally, we use frequency separation to match out the colors and keep the textures as it is without altering the skin texture, but we can alter the lights. We can alter the lights. We can alter the lights a little. We can blend the lights a little. So for before frequency separation up till the dodge and burn layer, it's still we are there. Just do one thing. Alt Shift Control E, make a stamp visible layer, and let's keep it, rename it main layer. Yeah. And make two copies of it. One colors, one texture. So first and foremost, for frequency separation, we have to go to blur, Gaussian blur, and just work on the part where the textures get removed without disturbing the lines of the image too much. So let me come to the Gaussian blur part. I think 7 is enough for this image. Fine. You have to analyze it. See, if I increase, the lines also start getting merged. Now it's totally a merged image. So you have to see, these are the textures of the image. As I go to Gaussian blur, the textures start getting blurred out till a point where it is minimum or not visible, but the lines of the structures of the face doesn't get too much merged. So 6, let me go to 6.5. Okay, 6.5 to 7 will be ideal. Now let's come down to the texture layer. The texture layer, we have to select, we have to go to apply image. Normally it comes like this, apply image, where in the merge layer we have to take the color section, colors which we have written just below the texture layer. Just below the texture written layer, we have to take the color layer and bring the blending mode to subtract. The offset should be 2. The scale should be 2. The offset should be 128, and put it OK over here. And now bring it to linear light to exactly bring the texture of the image as it is without disturbing the texture of the image. So let me clear you one thing. Why we are doing this linear light instead of others? First and foremost, if I keep it normal, you can see it's a normal gray color layer. You can see it as a normal gray color layer. It's enhancing the texture. It's enhancing the texture, but it's not bringing the colors back. if I go back to other, suppose I go to multiply, it's darkening out the texture. Color burn, it's increasing the contrast more. Linear light, it's increasing the contrast more. Darker color, it's doing the same. Lightning also, it will brighten up the image. Overlay, it's bringing out the colors, but the texture is lost. Same goes with soft light, same goes with hard light, same goes with vivid light. But in linear light, it enhances the sharpness the most and removes the hue saturation colors totally. It only gives a perfect 18% gray, which keeps the textures intact and removes the color from the image. So you get a perfect. Same goes in the blending mode also. When we go inside the blending mode, subtract, what it is doing, it's subtracting the colors out and it's only keeping the gray texture. It's providing a gray with a texture to you. If I change the blending mode, you will see the changes in the mode. So normally add is adding the textures, removing the colors. So subtract, that's why subtract is best. We put OK. So the colors are all gone, and now we can bring down linear light so that we have the textures intact, we have the colors intact. Got it? Shall I tell how to make the frequency separation layer once again, or it's fine?
Yes, please, once again.
Once again, okay. Main layer, we make 2 copies. Control J is the short form, or we can drag over here in the plus. We make 2 copies of the layer. First, let's switch off the first layer. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. We have to just see to that the textures of the images are gone. 6 to 7 is the texture of the images are gone. Now we come down to the text and name this layer as color layer. Now the above layer is our texture layer. Now for retaining the texture, right now it's nothing. It's as well, I'm not getting anything to work with the color layer. If I work down in the color layer, nothing will happen. To retain the texture with the color layer, we have to select the texture layer, go to image, apply image, and select the color layer over here. Select the color layer over here below the texture layer, below the texture layer. Okay, and put the blending mode to subtract, scale to 2, offset to 128. Do it okay. Now change the blending mode to linear light. It's clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's begin off with frequency separation. So frequency separation is such a thing where we try to blend the colors so we have a good proper color. Like this is a odd patch, we can blend in. We can do a little blending here and there. We can also shape the light also to our desire with frequency separation. So one of the most popular methods is using Gaussian blur, but I will teach you today by mixer brush. Gaussian blur, I will tell you a little detail about Gaussian blur very soon, but we will do it with a mixer brush. So what is a mixer brush? Mixer brush is basically a brush which mixes the color pixels with the nearby color wherever you move the brush, wherever you paint the brush. Basically, mixer brush was made for painters, digital painters who do painting in Photoshop, which effectively with the mixer brush they can blend the colors. So let's go with the mixer brush. Normally when we, can you see the mixer brush line over here? Can you see it? Custom, wet, load, mix, flow, everything. Can you see it here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so normally when you switch on a mixer brush, now you will see a color. over here. You can see a color over here. Okay. Now, if I do mixer brush with the color, it will take that color and start mixing. Now, if regular, and what it will do, if I start mixing, it will see the color over here is changing. It's now, it will take the relative color and start to mix it out. And the things that are nearby is wet. Wet is the amount of colors I want to manipulate. Load is the amount of pressure I want to put in, like just like a brush, just like a brush, paint brush. The more color you put is the wetness. The more pressure you put during the stroke is the load. Mix is how much you want to blend the colors from one to another. Flow is the way we are doing the movement of our hand, is the flow. We decide the flow. And the last option over here is jitter. Jitter is basically controlling your hand, not putting too much of load. It's just slowly and steadily breaking your lines. It's not very heavy handed. So first and foremost, let me show if we increase wet. See, it's totally, if we increase the load, the pressure will go much more. Now, if we increase the mix, it's flattening out the image totally. Now, if we increase the flow also and we put the jitter to 0. Now see, you will flow also have increased. Now you will see as I move the brush, it's totally gone. Can you see? It has mixed out all the colors. Now if I increase the jitter, it will mix, but it will take time, little time. Can you see the difference? It's not mixing up at once when it was in 0. It's taking time. If I put it in 0, one click and it will start mixing. If I increase the jitter, it will mix in breaks. Understood the logic of jitter?
Yes.
So normally when we do a mixer brush, use a mixer brush, click here, instead of load, clean the brush, clean. And instead of this, select this and switch off this. You see a little dark black hole, black square, and here is a gray square. Let me pull it a little down. Can you see that? And you see the color is gone, it's all blank layer. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
So normally with this, what happens, the color that we sample and work, it only takes the color from the area I'm sampling from, rather than it's taking a specific color which we have chosen first time. So we always keep a very clean brush. We always keep very clean. We always keep a clean brush only. So from the area we are starting to work and the area where my brush is moving, it only works on those colors. So for that, we have to keep a clean brush, switch on this color brush with the minus sign, with the cross sign, and off this with the color picking sign. We have to keep it off. When you keep off, it's gray. Let me change the color and see if it's much more visible or not. It will be easier, I think. See, now you can see prominently the difference.
Yes, sir.
When I take load brush, it gets on. This is on. Now you can see, no? It's visible clear, I think so. Much more easy to see. So clean brush, we have to switch this and we have to switch on this. Now if I do the movement, only the given area colors will start to manipulate wherever my hand goes. Clear up to now? Shall I come back to the darker mode now
Yes, sir.
of the panel? And you have to keep the air pressure on always. You have to always keep the air pressure on. It's basically using a airbrush when we use painting, when we do painting. So let me change the preference, because white sometimes it's very hard on the eyes. Fine. So now our next part is wet. Keep the wetness between 2 to 20 according to your choice. Right now I'm using only 5. This is my preferred choice. You can practice and change the wetness and load and start practicing on it. I keep the load as well as the same. I keep the mixing around 25. I keep the flow around 10 and I keep the jitter around 5. So now there are two options for us. There are two options. Sample all layers. If I take a blank layer and start using mixer brush with sample all layer, you can see whatever mixing I have done, it has taken a sample of it. Got my point? But with sample all layer, there is one issue. Suppose I switch on the texture layer and switch on the black and white layer also and do the mixer brush. It will take the black and white layer also and texture layer as well as. So that's the difference between sample all layer and current and below layer. Now you got the difference, all layers and current and below layer, which we are seeing in the other brush patterns. So for the quite past few days, sample all layers will try to sample from all the layers, front, back, side, everywhere. But current and below will only sample from bottom. So whenever if you are using a sample layer, all layers in mixer brush, you have to switch off the checker layer also, switch off the texture layer also. You have to only work with the blank layer and the blank layer and the layer between. So there is only down this whole limit downwards is the area to sample from. So normally what I say, without using sample layer, you switch off the sample layer. You can on the checker layer also to see. You can on the texture layer also to see during dodging and burning what we can do. But the preferred mode is always make copies of the layers one by one and work without owning the sample or layer, and you can do your work in the color mode only. In the color mode only you can do the work. It's very preferable, and you can see the changes that happens. And you can do a clipping mask over here, from which shortcut is shift control alt G. So it will start watching the downwards also below your layer characteristics, but you can do it, and if you can put it off also, there is no issue. So let's begin. I will first switch off, and I will only switch on the curves layer. I will off the fill layer, and I will make a curve adjustment, a little curve adjustment. Now we can clearly see, you can see there are differences of the light shift over here, a little here and there. Can you see it? Unevenness of the color. So let's begin with the forehead a little. Remember one thing, don't take too small brush and don't take too large brush. Take a proper brush and don't scribble the stroke like this. Just go according to the pattern of the light. Here you can see an odd break of the light in the nose, darker and lighter. Can you see this? So we will try to smooth it out now. Now here was the area where there was a little shadow, little highlight, and in between line. Now what we can do, we can just slightly merge it. Increase the jitter too much. You can always use a rotate tool so you are comfortable with your hand to work on. We are merging the odd colors right now. So let's start once again. So let me start the mixer brush once again to show you all. Perfect. Let's make a copy. The copy is there. Now let's start mixing the areas of flow. If once one area is done, use Control J to copy for the another area so that you don't have to, once if you do mistake in one particular area, you don't have to delete the whole area and take a new selection and start working from. So keep on taking images once a area is done complete. See now here this area is done with me. I will take a copy and start working here. Make a copy. Now I will take, now this is the area I have to work. Done. Done. Now here there is a big color shift. You can use your frequency separation as well as in the hair also to little color match the areas. So let's group the frequency separation layer once. Can you see the differences a little? So there is one filter which I did is the nose area. Let me cover it up a little. So now you can see the differences.
Yes.
See, we have proper shade of light over here. The back also, bottom also. Now this area was a little sensitive, so now you can see the difference over here also. It's very subtle. Now let me switch it. Slight lightness of the area has been done without brightening up. Can you see here? This patch. Let me show this patch. See this patch. It's blended very softly without knowing that, mixing the colors. Can you see right now? There is a slight mix of color over here, which was
Yes.
creating an issue for us that day. So now you can easily see with frequency separation, and we can easily blend the desired colors. Now you can see the nose lines, oddness of light has gone. You can any given day like do the changes of the lights a little. So now let's come to the enhancement part. How to enhance the image. Normally we do the dodging and burning to enhance the image. There are two ways. Let me show first way. We create first for the dodge area. So we will create an individual dodge layer, curves, and it's 145, 105. Okay, we mask it out. Now you have to understand which portions you want to dodge it. Suppose first I want to dodge this area. So let's take a regular brush. And very small, around 0.1, 0.2, a single small line will also work fine. Now what to do? We have made a line for the dodgings. You can go a rough line. There is never you can there is and just increase the smoothness over here so that it gets merged nicely. I think around 10 is good over here. You can see the dimensions coming out now. Now the other way we can do dodging is just take the area, go with a nice soft feather, 10 will be enough. Now go to the curves layer, increase the curves a little according to your choice, and merge the opacity. I think around 40 is perfect for this image. So can you see the enhancement now? Let me ungroup. Now let's come to the burn layer. Curves, put down the burn 145. Double click the mask. Now we can merge the lines. I think 15 is sufficient. Can you see the difference now? It's popping out.
Yes.
So let's begin a little work on the this side of, we can do it manually also by taking the area. Don't break the lines. 5 is okay. Fine. Now let's go with the forehead a little. Take, put a good amount of feather on. Whenever you do feather, don't put as much, 125. You can take increments like 15. If you have taken, you can do the 15 twice. So it won't feather too much, but it will give a soft edge. Let me dodge this, burn this area a little. For this, we can better, instead of hand, we can use a burn layer. It will be much more easier. When we are doing fine line works, it's better, instead of hand, we can use burn layers. Now here is a burn layer I have. So let's come down to the bottom area. Here we can easily dodge and put a little highlight. So here we can sharpen out with a dodge layer. We can give a distinct character to the face. Now we can go with a burn layer over here. No, it's too much. We don't require a burn over here. We only require a burn over here. So you have to constantly analyze the image where you require the dodge and burn. You can always go back or delete that layer. I only want a burn over here. I think it will be fine. It's much more better. Now I can distinct out a little the shadows. Now let's go to the nostril area and do a dodge over there. I think around 3 or 5 is okay with this. Yeah, perfect. So another thing that's up to you, you can easily see to that. You can enhance this forehead area to give much more depth in your photo. It's all choice, your choice. It's not bounded that you have to do it. It's according to you. For dodging and burning, it's all your choice. You don't have to be bounded to do such things. You have to do this and don't do this. So let's go with 25. No, let's go with 35 over here. Okay, fine. Now let's come to this area. Let's do a dodge first. Here also we can run a dodge, minor dodge in the hands. So let me smoothen out the forehead dodge a little more. Yeah. So can you see the image? How we have popped up the image right now? The areas. Now let's do a basic brightening of the image. Take a curve layer. In the output, put it 125. No, let's reset it. Just pull it down a little. Now put it 125 and put here 0. Pull it up a little, the darkness, pull it up a little and put it 0 over there. 0 and 1, 2, 5. You will get a gray layer. Just convert it to soft light and pull it from the center. Now the overall brightness has increased. Now you can only work it on the face, mask it out. So right now from here, we have come to here. So let's now pop up the colors a little. Go to vibrancy. keep it up the dodge and burn layer. Let's name this dodge and burn. Now let's work the colors. We can increase the vibrancy a little. And now we can pop out with a little magic. We can go to color gradient map over here, put it in soft light, and just select a gradient that of my choice. I've selected this. Okay, I have reduced the opacity flow to 30. I will take this. I think it's much better. You can decide on your choice. Now I will just take the face area and try to brush it out. Now one thing that we can do to such images, it's not applicable to all the images. For certain image you can go to black and white layer. So go to black and white layer and put it to luminosity. Put it to luminosity. Now you can adjust the brightness with the yellows and the reds. You can do the adjustment part from here only. Mask it out and work on the face that you want. You can reduce the opacity, flow or opacity a little. Now let's enhance, now we'll keep it as color. You can switch off, change the color as well as whatever you desire for. Now let's work for the eyes a little. Instead of curve, you take hue saturation over here, reduce the saturation and invert the mask. Now just paint over the yellowness of the image, eyes. And just mask it a little so the headlines blend well. Around 3, no 5 will be fine. So you can see the difference. 5. Now take, and you can reduce the opacity also if you want a little more natural color. So now you can see this. Now you can go to curves adjustment layer, clip mask, do the clipping mask. So what clipping mask does, it will only work on the areas just below that layer. Just below, it will work on the hue saturation layer only. So we go and enhance, not too much this. Okay, fine. Yeah, we got the enhance. Now we do a little enhancement of the eyes with the dodging and burning. So we have already made dodge and burn layers, so we will run it once. Here is my dodge and burn layer. Let me save this image once. So let's go to the dodge layer. Go to the brush. Instead of 100, we can put around 5 to 10. Let's put it 10 and let's brush and highlight the areas we want in the eyes. Double click and increase it a little according to your choice. Here we can see now what we do. We take the mask area and soften out the hard lines. If she's wearing lenses, then you can easily work with the dark parts of the lens line. Now let's do a burning also. We can, it's nice. We can show around 10. You can create a lens effect with it. Take it around. Merge it with 1.2 only. So now can you see the difference in the eyes?
Yes.
So here, let's group all this once. Now, last thing we can do is create a mood of the image. We can go to gradient map once again, put it in soft light, and we can just select one effect. And now, okay, now we can reduce this in soft light, or we can go to overlay. Let's go to multiply. It's not. You have to see where the colors are popping out. Soft light is popping out well. Let's reduce the opacity, go inverse, and work on the backgrounds. Let me increase 50, I think is perfect. So I've already reduced the opacity, na? No, I can go full blur. So now one thing we can do, just to put in a little more sharpness, this is a texture layer, pull it down and just make it to overlay. If it's a soft image, now you can see the difference in the texture a little, sharpness. Can you see?
Yes.
And add a little noise. It's noise. See, I will explain here. With overlay, you get a little pop-up of the texture. With soft light, it's much more softer. With linear light and hard light, it's the most. Vivid light, hard light, soft light, overlay. Okay. Now you can add a little noise to give the film kind of a effect, which mostly we use around 1 point. So now you can see a little grainy effect. Let me add the noise once again, you will get an idea. Slight enhancement of the textures will come out, details, very slight. Can you see when we add the grains? So now last thing that you can do is to bring a little glowness to your image. Just take the regular image, make a copy of it, and just give a nice Gaussian blur. So let's see the difference. It's all subjective, it's not necessary. See, it has increased the glowiness, and you can just brush it up from the eyes side. Eyes. Nose a little. Let me keep in the hairs, it's fine. So, yeah. So here we are. So here we can, how we can do the use the mixer brush to change the effect. You can always control it with the, like, if the bright, if you don't want the proper dodge and burn, off it up. You can only work with the enhancement layer. Like I only work with the enhancement layer. I've completely switched off all the dodge and burns. I'm now right now I'm only using that one enhancement layer. So it's up to your choice. You have to analyze the image, assess the image, and do the dodging and burning accordingly to pop out the image. So let's see once. This was the image. Got it? Any doubts, any questions?
Need a lot of practice, I think.
You have to assess the image and work. Now let's keep this aside and let's do a quick tip as we do daily. So we will delete all the images and we can simply work with the two images. So here we were healing. We will only keep the normal healing here, which is this normal healing with that we did that day. We will remove rest all the layers as we are doing daily with the quick retouching. Okay. So here we are will only with the basic healing. Let's make two layers, one as main layer, make another layer, smooth, make another layer of it, texture. Put it with a convert to smart object, same convert to smart object. Let's first switch off the texture layer and just go to filter, Gaussian blur. Okay, fine. I will go with 7 in this image. And now bring the texture layer, turn it to linear light. Now go to high pass and reduce the high pass, and now slowly bring the high pass up. Now group the layers, invert, and now work on the areas that you have want the smoothness to come out. See. Can you see? Now what we do after this, we do our regular frequency separation. If you want a quick retouching, and try to merge the colors. Can you see now?
Yes.
Now we can easily, let's down here also we can do a little merging. So this is a quick way we can do the retouching. Rest, dodging, burning, enhancement of the eyes are the same over here. Basic, you can take a basic healing, because we took a very basic healing here. We don't went to too much light and darken. We went for a basic healing. We went for a basic skin smoothing. We went for a basic frequency separation, and our image is done here. We have the textures also. So here is the part we over all the 4-day session. So you will say what's for tomorrow the session is. I'm stopping the recording right now of this session, and we can talk a little, and I will explain what tomorrow I will explain. What are the things I will explain tomorrow. So it will be better. Tomorrow's session is also very interesting. So I'm stopping this session right now.